Hey, horror fans! Once again, it is me, the Horror Miser Monty G. It's time to do a contest video for my good friend Sean Patrick Erschen from the Horror Corner. Has a contest coming up, and this is my video entry for it. Now, obviously, if you know Sean Patrick Erschen, he has his own channel. It's called the Horror Corner. He's one of my fellow compadres for the Horror Hangout live stream crew. Right now, he's getting close to about 100 not 100, 1,000 subscribers. Took him a pretty while to get to it, but he's finally reaching it right now. He has his content, which he's called The Road to Hell. 1K subscribers. He has about 5 questions, but I'm going to leave a link to his channel in the description box below. If you have not subscribed to Sean Patrick Erschen's channel, please do so. He's a good guy. Now, in this contest, he has 5 questions. And let's see. Question number 1 is going to be, what is your greatest slasher film of all time? That's a very difficult question because there's a lot of slasher films that have come out through all the ages. Obviously, we have Psycho, then we have Halloween, then we have Friday the 13th, then we have a whole bunch of slasher films. But I'll make it easier for everyone. But I'm going to go ahead and stick with the original Friday the 13th from 1980. Saw it in the theaters when it first came out. No one didn't know what it was about because at that time, slasher films were not as popular. Yeah, we did had Halloween, but Halloween didn't make the slasher film genre go crazy until Friday the 13th came out. Yeah, everyone knows it's Jason, but obviously, if you know anything about Friday the 13th, you know the original killer was his mother. Mrs. Voorhees. She was the original killer. Remember that movie? Remember that part in Scream? But yeah, greatest slasher film of all time. I'm pretty sure people will probably actually wind up picking Scream because that's their era. But for me, it will be the original Friday the 13th. Question number 2 is a favorite murder mystery of all time, and there are a lot of murder mysteries that are pretty good. Sean said we also don't have to be horror related because we do have some good horror related horror movies. Obviously, Scream is another one because it's a whodunit. We don't know who the killer actually is. Really can't say Friday the 13th because other than the original one, we all know that the killer is Jason, not even obviously Freddy or Michael. But Scream, we really didn't know who the killer was. But there's a couple of I could have picked. I could have gone with Seven. But I decided to go with Gone Girl because Gone Girl is a fascinating thriller of a film. Obviously, we really don't know what's actually happening into the film until we get closer around after the end, around the middle of the second act. Now, I'm going to spoil it for anyone who have not seen Gone Girl, but for people who have seen it know what I'm talking about. It's a very fascinating film. I really did enjoy all the performances, and you really have to figure out what in the hell is going on. But yeah, favorite murder mystery film of all film will be Gone Girl. Question number 3, favorite classic horror film. Now, for a person such as me, when it comes to classic horror, we're talking about Universal Monsters, the Hammer horror films, or some of the monster films that came out during the 50s and 60s. That's what classic means for me, because it depends upon when you were born. I'm a child of the 70s, and I saw horror films that were made back in the 30s and 40s. So for me, those are the classic films. Obviously, if you were born in the 80s or you were born in the 90s, though you would probably consider the Friday the 13th as the classic horror films. But for me, these are the classic horror films. And if you're going to go with that route, it's obviously going to have to go with Universal Monsters Dracula. That's one of my favorite horror classic of all time. It's not the Wolf. I would pick the Wolfman too, but I'm going to go with Dracula because Bela Lugosi he brought the character. He made Dracula mainstream. His performance as Dracula and his accent. I never drink wine. How he just played on the screen, and he was mesmerizing his performance as Count Dracula, and that's what popularized it. And mostly, anyone who plays Dracula sort of emulates some of the characteristics he did in that character. So for me, favorite classic horror film will be Dracula. Question number 4 is a favorite film director. Now, when it comes to horror, I have plenty of favorite ones. Whether it's Wes Craven, the late great Wes Craven, John Carpenter, George A. Romero, even some of the modern horror guys such as Mike Flanagan and James Wan. But I gotta go with James Wan. You know, the man just knows how to make good horror films. His last film, *Malignant*, is a prime example that you can take a standard story such as that was and made it to what it is today, one of the best horror movies I've seen before. Yeah, so definitely for me, it's got to be James Wan. All right, the fifth and final question. He said, your favorite horror slash sci-fi TV shows of all time. Now, I've seen some people already have tried to put this in two categories and made two ones, one horror, one sci-fi, but I am going to include it together because for me, the best the best horror sci-fi TV show of all time is The X-Files. Yes. Because not only did you have its continuing sci-fi storyline about the hiding the aliens on Earth and Mulder's pursuing to get to the truth, and the conspiracy to prevent that from happening, and besides that, you always had this monster of the week or creature of the week or whatever type of horror aspect that they could bring about. So you actually had the perfect combination of horror and sci-fi. Now, I could have included other shows like maybe Fringe or even American Horror Story, but for me, and I always say this, the best TV show of all time, or the best TV show, horror, sci-fi TV show, is The X-Files. Yes. I even played the theme song. And so there you have it. Those are the 5 questions in Sean's contest road for 1,000. I want to congratulate Sean. I'm pretty sure he will get to that 1K soon. Like again, if you have not subscribed to his channel, I will leave the oh boy. If you have not subscribed to Sean's channel, I will leave a link to his channel in the description box below, so please check his channel out. So there you have it. That's my video for today, guys. Hope you did enjoy it. And if you did, please give me a thumbs up, like, and share because it does help out with that YouTube algorithm. And if you're new here, please hit that subscriber button and ring that notification bell. That way you'll be notified anytime when you put up new videos such as this one. Once again, my name is Lamont Smith, better known as a Horror Miser Money G, and always remember that horror rules. Ha! And I'll see you in my next video. I'm out.